What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another NBA Rundown brought to you courtesy of Run Pure Bets and Run Pure Sports. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and away we go. Today I'm with Tyler and AP. Tyler, how are we doing today?
Coming off a 2-0 day yesterday, let's try and keep up the winning.
Hey, that's a great way to start the month of April. I'm loving it. Had a pretty good day for myself as well. AP, how you feeling about today's slate, lineup, whatever we want to call it?
I like it, especially for DFS, just because we have MLB back, and that takes some focus and eyes off of NBA. But with how we're set up over here at Run Pure, it's awesome. Like me, JSU, we're going to continue to be dialed in with NBA. We split the team up. We got draft sheet heading up our MLB product. Big
right.
T is going to be, posting cores both ways. But fantastic start already. I don't know if you guys saw, but JSU shipped everything off of two builds. Just freaking incredible. So huge shout out to JSU. And it's, I know this is an NBA show, but regards to MLB opening day, it was a phenomenal day.
Yeah, it took all of 6 hours to rack up 200K?
Yeah, off of two bill, it was very impressive. And yeah, MLB is fun because you can get different. I like it because I always just fade the chalk and try to get different. So it's fun.
All right. Well, we got that going for us, but let's break down some of these NBA games and see if we can find some winners here as well. And hopefully our bank accounts can keep up with JSU's. The first game that we're going to talk about is the Golden State Warriors, who are 23 and 25, 22 and 26 against the spread. They are in Tampa Bay to take on the Toronto Raptors, who are 18 and 30. 20 and 27 against the spread. Boy, we kept waiting for the Raptors to turn around. They had one nice little run there in the middle of the season. But more than that, it's been a very disappointing season for the Toronto Raptors. The Golden State Warriors are coming off a 7-point loss in Miami, and the Raptors have lost, boy, how many games is this in a row? It's a lot of red. 4 games in a row. Most recently, excuse me, a 10-point loss in Oklahoma City. Tyler, what do you think about this game?
I mean, looking at the injury report for Golden State, it's a wait-and-see spot for me. Mm-hmm. I mean, Steph was questionable with rest. Poole's questionable. Pascal's questionable. We see Lowry's out for the other side, Toronto. But, I mean, I lean Toronto on this side. Golden State on a back-to-back. I think we could see Toronto take advantage of that here.
And I wouldn't be surprised to see Steph sit. I think that this team is not in the business of just making the playoffs, like we were talking about our Kings and our Knicks, right? That's not going to be satisfactory to them. So I wouldn't be surprised if they are extra careful with Steph going forward. AP, what do you think about the Warriors in Tampa Bay to take on Toronto and a total of 224.5?
Yeah, it's so funny because when you're looking at this from a DFS point of view, the Raptors have been one of the better teams to target because their main guys get so many minutes. I couldn't have told you what their record was. I was actually surprised that the record was so bad. I know that they've been just losing games and stuff, but man, this seems like such a good bounce back spot. I don't know. I don't really respect this Warriors. I know this Warriors team is 23 and 25. I don't think they're that good. And especially if Steph sits, I don't know. I don't think they have a chance. But then when you look at the Raptors record, it's like, they just, coming off a really terrible loss against the Thunder, the Pistons, the Blazers, Suns. And then they randomly beat the Nuggets. So it's a team I'm going to say Raptors. I think it's a good bet. I just think they're the better team, even with Lowry out. Hopefully Steph sits. I mean, if Steph sits, this line's going to move maybe a little bit, right?
A lot. I think it moves a lot. I think it goes to Toronto -5 if he sits.
That's what I'm thinking.
This line tells me that they expect him to play. Wouldn't you agree, Tyler?
I agree because they're already posting props for him, so I think they think he's going to play.
Okay. Yeah, I would lean the Raptors in the Raptors side here. I don't know. I can't touch the total. The total looks pretty good at 224.5.
I agree with that.
All right. Well, we will be waiting. Of course, we'll be watching Hardwood Live in the final countdown to get the official news. But right now, this line indicates to me that the books do expect Steph Curry to play. The next game that we'll talk about, we were talking about this team before we started, Tyler. What a year to finally break through and make the playoffs, right? With the deepest draft class in like 10 years. But they've done it. They're here. They're 24 and 24, 28 and 20 against the spread. It's the New York Knicks. They are hosting the Dallas Mavericks, who are 25 and 21, 22 and 24 against the spread. Dallas been playing pretty well lately. Coming off a nice win against Boston the other night. I thought they played really well. New York coming off 2 losses, and that loss to Minnesota was ugly, Tyler. I was on the Knicks side, quite disappointed at the way they finished. What do you think? Can the Knicks bounce back here and go ahead and cover this 6-point spread against the Dallas Mavericks?
I'm not sure if they cover the spread here, especially if Rose and Barrett both don't play, because then they're going to be short at the guard spot.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is a Dallas first half spot. I think they cover. I know everyone loves to go to the Knicks for the first half. That's been a moneymaker. But I mean, with those guys out, I think Dallas could just take advantage of them. And I mean, as for props, Randall's points has got to be a look here if those 2 guys are out. Yeah. He's just going to have so much usage.
All right, AP, what do you think? New York catching 6 at home, total of 212.
Yeah, I like the Mavericks here. I think they're a team that's going to start, getting things together, and they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to, try to get themselves in a better position. You have to think. I don't know. I mean, I never the Knicks play hard. Like Tibbs has them playing hard. I'm always a little concerned in a game where pace is going to be pretty slow. We're not going to see a ton of points on either side. I can see the Mavericks winning by 7, and you're sweating this out either side. Up in the fourth quarter. I don't think they're going to blow them out. I think it's just a really tough line. And then anytime we're dealing with a 212 total, that's a tough under to bet. And I don't know if I can bet the over here, but that would be my lean just because 212 is such a low number. Most likely a stay away from me. Probably a stay away DFS wise too, unless Barrett's out, unless Bullock's out, and then I would have a lot of interest in Alec Burks. Usually, if Reggie Bullock's out, he probably gets a start, and I always like when he's in there. So yeah, if those guys are out, I have some interest DFS wise. I guess let's just say Bullock was out and Barrett was out. I might have a little bit more interest in the overs in this game because we'd get more and then Rose playing. If we got more Rose, if we got more quickly guys that are going to, play with more pace and Burks, I think I'd have more interest in the overs in this game.
Yeah, and so I like the unders in this game. The Knicks haven't gone over they haven't gone over 208 in their last 5 games. So it just seems like they're going to play the Knicks style of pace. We should get a slow game, and we can't count on the Knicks for some good defense here. So I like the under in this game more than a side. If you had to pin me down on a side, I would like the Knicks here. I'll just grab the points at home on a Friday, but I think there's better spots. My favorite there is the under, and let's see if we can find a better spot, and maybe it'll be in this next game. The Houston Rockets, 13 and 34, 15 and 32 against the spread, head to Boston to take on the Celtics, 23 and 25. 22 and 26 against the spread. We talked about the Raptors being a disappointment, and I think Boston low-key is kind of disappointing themselves, their fans, and their expectations. They're coming off the 5-point loss to Dallas. Before that, they had a 6-point loss to New Orleans. Team just can't really get it together. Obviously, they were hit by COVID, but a lot of teams have been hit, and they were able to come back a lot better. I think Boston's really suffering with their lack of depth. They really struggle when they go to bench. The addition of Evan Fournier should give them some punch, but we have yet to see it translate into success on the floor. Tyler, what do you think about this game? Boston laying 11.5 to the hapless Rockets. Do we just go ahead? Is this the ultimate get-right spot playing against Houston?
I mean, it should be. They blasted them by 27 the last time they played and shot almost 65% from the field. Mm-hmm. But I just can't lay that big of a number. So I went into the props, and I found a few spots I think we should like. They have Jaylen Brown's 22.5 points. He's covered that in 8 of his last 10 games. And just like you said, this team gets weak when they go to the bench unit. So these starters have to play tons of minutes. Yeah. In that game, they won by 27. He That was the only game in that span he's went under 30 minutes, and he still managed to score 24 points.
I love it. I love it. I think that might be better than attacking a side or total, but maybe AP will show us the light here. Minus 11.5 with a total of 223. What are you thinking for this game, AP? Did you scratch this one off the list like Tyler and I, or do you have a great angle for us?
I mean, I think it's a good one to scratch off the list. Like, I never feel good about betting aside when you're dealing with a number like this. But I will say, Kelly Olynyk, DJ Augustine, they've kind of been a nice spark for this team, for this Rockets team. Two guys that probably are a little bit more motivated to win than anyone else on this Rockets team. And so I will say, like, I feel like they've been a little bit more competitive. I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets covered here. If I had to play a side, it would definitely be the Rockets side. Again, I think the total here is a good number. And I think we talked about it last Friday. These totals get tough. They are way off early in the season, like they always are. And then they sharpen up real quick. And so I think this number's pretty good. You never know kind of what you're going to get out of either of these teams. So it's just a tough number to bet. Lean under here, but again, Friday we can see these guys show up and score some points. So most likely stay away. Maybe a small lean on the Rockets for me.
Yeah, when those totals go between 220 and 228, I almost always just cross them off. Those seem like those are the biggest sweats and the sharpest numbers. The books seem dialed in there. And a lot of times on those totals, it's coming down to the last couple baskets. Not huge edges to be found. So I'm definitely going to ignore the total in that game. Let's talk about a game we might be playing the total in. The Charlotte Hornets, 24 and 23, 26 and 20 against the spread. Head to Indiana to take on the Pacers. I have had problems getting this Pacers team right all year. They seem to be a little better with the addition of Karis LeVert now, addressing some of those wing issues. I don't know if we're ever getting TJ Warren back. I think they might have announced he's out for the year, which is too bad because he's really a fun player for this Pacers team. The Pacers are coming off 2 losses. They lost in Washington, and then they lost at home to Miami. Charlotte is coming off that terrible loss to Brooklyn last night. So 2 teams coming off a loss in Indiana. Indiana's laying 4. AP, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, so we have Sabonis questionable. Let's see, we got. I thought Jeremy Lamb also questionable. Malik Monk out for the Charlotte side. We're starting to see the pace slow down a little bit for the Hornets. With LaMelo Ball out of this lineup. When he was in there, he was really pushing things, which really helped. Terry Rozier and Devontae Graham kind of slow things down, like to run the half-court offense, which worries me a little bit with the over here. And I can't bet this under either. So I would have a slight lean to the over. I love the rotation that we're going to get on the Hornets side, especially for DFS purposes. I think Cody Zeller might get a little bit more run here off the bench as long as Sabonis is in. If Sabonis is out, I mean, for DFS wise, I'd be a little bit more concerned about Zeller. Yeah, I want to lean the Indy side. I'm just a little bit worried with Sabonis questionable if he's going to play or not. If he's in, I think they smash the Hornets.
Wow. Okay, cool. I love it. I love it when you just get those strong takes, right? No leaning on the fence there. AP likes the Pacers. He's laying the 4. Tyler, what are you with AP here? Do you think the Pacers just smash or what?
I'll second that. I'll second that. And I'll even say I don't think they need Sabonis here. I think they could do it without him.
I like that.
Wow. Okay. Give us some reasons why.
I mean, we've seen the guard play for the Charlotte team has dipped a bit. And the defense has always been not the best. Mm-hmm. I think Brogdon can tear him apart here, and so could LeVert. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, neither of those guys are Sabonis. He is their star player. So, I mean, if he is out, could cause some problems. But I still think those guards could get it done here.
I love it. I love that you guys – I thought that this game was going to be
I lean over, too. I think that total is a little short.
Okay, cool. And I leaned under here, but I actually didn't have this game as like a huge advantage here. This number came out right when I ran the numbers this morning. So it really came down to just me handicapping and seeing if I could find a reason in the matchup why the line was wrong, and I didn't do it. But you guys are really convincing me here. Now, Tyler, do you have any props here to go along with that bold prediction?
I don't, but I'm gonna be looking to target some Brogdon props depending on the numbers. When I checked
And they
last
just
night, they
haven't
weren't
dropped
out
yet?
yet. Yep.
I mean, what do you think he'll be at, like 16.5, or is that too high?
Oh, if they're that low, I'll jump on those instantly.
What has Brogdon been putting at lately?
Usually like 19.5, 20.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. For Run Pure Bets members, you can check in our Discord. So if you want access to all of Tyler's play, head on over to runpurebets.com. Promo code BETS25 off. They'll give you access to Tyler in the Discord, access to the spreadsheet, access to the Keg live shows, and much, much more that you've probably heard of me talk about a lot as we do the show, and you'll probably hear me talk about a little later in the show today. Let's talk about Minnesota Timberwolves headed down to Memphis to take on the Grizzlies. The Timberwolves were 12-36, 20-27 against the spread. Memphis 22-23, 26-18 against the spread. Memphis has definitely been one of those teams that's kind of hard to figure out. They covered against Utah at home the other night, but they weren't able to win. They lost by 4. They beat Houston in Houston. That's not really saying much. And before that, they had lost a back-to-back to Utah. So 3 out of their last 4 games against the Utah Jazz. That's not fun for Memphis. So obviously this will be a respite. And then Timberwolves are coming off that win against New York where they're able to come back here. AP, what do you think? Do you like Memphis laying the 6.5 here?
I mean, again, they're a tough team. I think we also have some injuries here to kind of look over.
Okay.
Winslow's out. Grayson Allen questionable. So maybe not. It seems like. Do you have off the top of your head like their last 10 games? What's their record over under? Do you have that stat handy
for Memphis?
For the Memphis, yeah. It just seems like they're playing at a faster pace right now.
All right, let me jump. Let's see. They are actually 4-6, but they are 4-1 in the last 5 to the over, and then they were 5 to the under before that, if the last 10. So I think you're right.
Gosh.
I think it's just you got to shorten the sample size again. But in the last 5, they've gone over 4 of the last 5.
Then it's it's a trickier spot too against the Wolves. I traditionally like Wolves overs, but they've been very hit or miss this year. I mean, so if you look at the Wolves last 10, I mean, are they trending in that direction as well?
There's 3-1
because this 230 number is interesting. Like it's either a trap and this game goes under, or we see a game where it's like the Grizzlies win 122 to like 114 or something like that, and we get over.
Minnesota's 5-5 to the under, and all these games have been right around 230.
Okay, I mean,
it's been a coin flip for them on these 230 totals.
Yeah, just looking at the makeup of these teams, then I mean, yeah, these totals are sharp. I have to be out this game. I don't. That's Grizzlies fair. Are one of those teams that have just been, very difficult, even DFS wise. Like Morant has been a bust so often, and then randomly he goes off last game for a nice 50 piece. So I'll be off this game. I do think it is somewhat interesting for DFS because we love attacking the Timberwolves. They don't play defense. Pace is usually good. So that's where my interest would be.
And I think there's no shame in being off this game. This is a tough one for me too. When I was doing my prep last night and this morning, I kind of just kept glazing over this game because I kept just saying, why am I spending time on this? I can find way better spots. And these are two teams. Actually, I do like the Timberwolves. I'm taking them as a dog here, but 6.5 wasn't enough, and not against a Memphis team that I never feel like I get right. So, Tyler, what do you think? Are you gonna go ahead and take a stand here?
No, I'm not. We could just ball this game up, throw it in the trash. Let's get to the next one.
Not even any props that you'll be looking at?
No, because I mean, just like AP said, it's like this game is either going to fly over that 230 total, or it's a flat out trap, and all the props are correlated to that 230 total, so they're a little inflated. So I mean, maybe we target an under, but I mean, it's tough to target an under with the Timberwolves on the floor.
All right, perfect. Yeah, well, I see no shame in just moving on to a game where we can find more of an edge. Is this the game here? Atlanta Hawks 24 and 24, 24 and 23 against the spread. Head to New Orleans to take on the Pelicans 21 and 26, 22 and 25 against the spread. Pelicans dealing with injuries if I remember right. Oh, okay. So I'm seeing questionable for all the stars. Ball, Ingram and Williamson all questionable. Josh Hart probable. Trey Young and Capella questionable. Boy, this one we might not be able to handicap until Hardwood Live or the final countdown. How IP? What are you expecting from this game, and what are you expecting from the star players? This seems like I don't know if I want to put a bet in this early on a game with this many stars questionable. How are you approaching this game?
I mean, so on the Pelican side, it wasn't COVID related, was it? Their injury. I mean, it just seems like it was rest.
No, it was Zion has a quote unquote sprained thumb. Brandon Ingram's is a right foot, and Lonzo still is right hip flexor.
Okay, Lonzo's the guy that's actually, I think, dealing with.
Lonzo's the only one that's
BI is too because he hurt himself in the game before. I watched it and you could see that he was in pain. So
who was
Ingram?
Ingram,
it's a foot, right? Yeah. And he slowed down significantly when he hurt it. So the only one that I don't really know anything about is the Zion. I don't remember watching that one, but that one came up yesterday, right, Tyler?
Yeah, that one came up yesterday.
Yeah,
my guess is that came on a dunk or something. The sprained thumb.
Yeah, I missed the games last night, so I wasn't able to watch that one live. But go ahead, AP. What did you think about this game? I think that it's tough for us to handicap it right now.
Yeah, I mean it's really tough with Trey and Capella both questionable. If they were in, I think I would like their side in this game. Okay. I just, I know Trey Young was kind of dealing with something as well, which is why he's questionable. But
yeah,
I do think he finished the game strong. Like he had a really slow start yesterday, mainly because Capella was just dominating everything. Went to double OT. Oh man, okay, so I forgot about that. A double OT on a back-to-back, win where they played big minutes. Capella 44. Yeah, I think the play here is maybe the Pelicans side and hope that we get Ingram or Zion back.
I think you get Zion today for sure, and I think you play the Pelicans before you get the news because the line's going to change quick.
And I like them.
I don't think you see Young or Capella today.
All right. Here's the thing, too, is I thinking about it more. This Kira Lewis guy, this Nickeil Alexander-Walker, these guys are. I don't know. I like them. I think
they score points.
They score points, which
that's all we need.
That is all that we need. So and then we get Lou Williams. He's supposed to get more run tonight. Maybe we go over. I might actually. I
don't mind that look either. That number does seem short for a Pelicans game.
Atlanta's been like an under team, which is crazy because last year they were going over 240 all the time.
So if we get Trey, here's what I could see happen. If we get Trey Young, if we get Capella out, which I think would help the pace a little bit, we get more Lou Williams, we get more Bogdanovich, more Gallinari in there. I think you could see a ton of points, and then. Yeah. As long as we're getting Alexander
lineup, isn't it? All offense.
It is an over lineup. Yeah. I like it. Over 224. That's going to be, that's where I'm at in this game.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I think the totals are kind of safer to go for earlier in the day. I don't think the players adjusted as much as, say, the sides. So this will definitely be a great game and a great reason why you should be a member of RunPureSports.com because you'll probably not get the news until JSU's on the air with Holden for the final countdown. That's for Run Pure Sports subscribers only. Head on over to RunPureSports.com. Promo code HEATER25. That's the only way you can watch the final countdown. Ask the questions in the Discord chat. Fill out your final lineup as we're getting the rest of these injury moves. But we're going ahead and giving you an early look at all the games right now, just to get you started, get you headed in the right direction. And a lot of times we want to place these bets now. We want to beat the line. It's not like the DFS where the values are stale. These numbers are moving all over the place, so we want to give you this information as soon as possible. Speaking of moving all over the place, the Chicago Bulls are catching 12 in Utah. Zach LaVine dealing with the injured ankle now. He's questionable again. He sat out his most recent game though, right?
Yeah, him and Kobe White both sat.
Yeah. So, do we expect Zach LaVine to return tonight? And how are you handicapping that game? Are we waiting for the news, or are you willing to jump in right now on this 12-point spread and as well as 225 total?
For me, I think the Bulls. I know they got Vucevic. They're losing ways. Have continued, even though they were trying to make a nice push. For the playoffs. We're not seeing it. And now, if Kobe White, Zach LaVine miss, I mean, this game could get out of hand real fast.
Yeah, it definitely could. And I think they played recently, and I think it was really bad if I looked. Yeah, they lost by 25 on the 22nd of March.
Weren't they legit, like, pretty, safe and secure inside of the playoffs not too long ago? Like, that's why they picked up Vucevic and everything, right? I mean, now they're just on the outside looking in.
They've lost 6 in a row.
Whew. And the East is is real tight. So, yeah.
Yeah. So I think they'll make it. I think they'll get turned around, but that's assuming that LaVine's health is coming. Yeah, because they were 19-21. Then they lost 6 in a row. Now they're 19-27. Boy, it's tough because I did want that team to turn around and be good. I do like LaVine as a player. I think that Kobe White's a lot of fun. I thought the addition was going to help him, but it doesn't seem to be the way. Tyler, what are you thinking? Plus 12 here for the Chicago Bulls in Utah. Is this going to be another Jazz blowout?
I think so. I think they run him right off the floor, light him up from 3. I mean, especially if LaVine's out there, they're just not going to be able to keep up. I mean, we know the Jazz
expect Donovan Mitchell to play.
It says questionable personal reasons, so that's one of those ones. I mean, we don't know what's going on. So,
is it kind of good news though? Because if he does play, it's not like a nagging injury, so he'd be 100% if he's in there.
Yeah, if he plays, he's not dealing with anything.
I don't think it matters if he plays or doesn't. This team is good.
They shoot so many threes, they're just going to light them up.
Yeah. You get more Clarkson, Joe Ingles, like Conley running things through Gobert. I mean, I think they're fine either way. 12 points is that's so much delay,
Yeah, I mean, I thought so too when I grabbed 10 with them when they played on the 22nd and they lost by 20-25, and that was at home. So, I think that it's Jazz or pass for me. Probably a pass right now, but we'll see as the day goes on. I have till 6 p.m. West Coast time to figure that one out. Let's talk about another game with another huge spread. The Oklahoma City Thunder 20-27, 25-22 against the spread in Phoenix, where the Suns, who are 33-14, 31-16 against the spread, are laying 13 points. So not to be outdone by the Jazz. The Suns got one extra point there that they're laying. What do you think, AP? Do you like Phoenix here to just roll against the Thunder, who have shut down Al Horford for the year? And I think, is Lou Dort out again?
Yeah.
Yeah, still.
I don't like betting on the Thunder when Lou Dort's out, personally.
Yeah, I mean, OKC doesn't want to win games either. Like they should want to lose games for better position, but like. Yeah, they're coming off a win over the Raptors. So at times they're a scrappy team. And but yeah, they're going to get – I don't see how they stay with the Suns. I don't even think the Suns are that good, but they're definitely good enough to take care of – well, I mean, they're good, but, like, are they going to be – they're a playoff team, but, God, I forget who was saying it. Maybe Big T or one of those guys. I don't think they're going to win – a game, a first round. I don't think they're going to move on beyond the first round of the playoffs.
It's probably who?
I think they can get past the first round.
Really big on it. They're going to be out in the second round.
I don't think they make any big noise in the playoffs. They could because they're going to get a high seed. They could definitely beat one of these lower seeds on the way in. But once they have to play one of the top 4 seeds in the West, they're done.
Yeah,
interesting. I mean, those are hot takes. I really think that they have a lineup that could give the Clippers problems.
I agree with you. Where's the experience on that roster in the playoffs? outside of Chris Paul.
Just Chris. Yeah,
that's it.
Chris.
That's literally it. I mean, unless you count Jay Crowder. Yeah, outside of that, you got a bunch of young guys that have never been there before.
Yeah, and that's fair. That's fair. So we'll see how it goes. But Paul's been such a help this year from taking this perennial lottery team, and really, I mean, they look like a consummate winner. Like, you know, they're just a quality franchise, 9 in, 9 out. The way they close games.
Here's the other problem though too with me is I am locked in with DFS right now, and they're a team we never target, never ever play. Devin Booker's actually been a little bit better in these soft matchups, and we always avoid him. But like against the Bulls, he smashed, and you know his shot is starting to go down. But still, the Suns team's hard to play because of or target because of the pace that they run at. It's so slow, and they play good defense. But in these easy matchups, we see Devin Booker kind of have himself a game. So I might have a little bit of interest in him.
Steph Curry tailbone listed out Friday.
Nice. There you go.
It's off the board. I'll let you guys know what it reopens at.
All right. So I'm going to stay away on. It's a stay away for me.
Yeah, and I understand your point completely about sometimes you overlook these teams, right? And I don't think it's any coincidence that the team that you guys are often just avoiding, when I'm watching the Hardwood live shows or the Final Countdown, is Utah and Phoenix. Why? Because they're the healthiest teams in the league. I don't think that there's there's definitely correlated the fact that they are so healthy and they're at the top of the standings, right? But it seems to me like, this year especially, we're targeting the injuries. We're targeting the shorthanded teams. I mean, there's so many nights where there's teams suiting up only 8 guys. How can you look past those teams? So I understand where you're coming from. And then it looks like Mitchell's watching the games less, right?
Yeah, they just pulled him off the injury report.
Who just came off?
Donovan Mitchell, so he's in.
Okay. I wonder if that's even going to move the line.
They're going to blast them.
It's going to be very sad.
Poor Bulls. All right, so too bad for the fans in Chicago. Donovan Mitchell's going to play. We got 2 games left, and I definitely want to hear your thoughts on this one, AP, because I took a Friday AP over here. Milwaukee Bucks 30-17, 20-26 against the spread, heading to Portland to take on the Trailblazers 29-18, 24-22 against the spread. Portland's getting 3 at home. I got it at 238. I'm seeing a 239 right now. I like the over here. Wasn't really too sold on a side. What do you think? Are you going to join me on the highest over on the board, AP?
Yeah, I mean it's Bucks, 2 teams that we like to target for over. So yeah, I can get on board with that. I think, man, with McCollum back and healthy now, and you get Norm Powell, you got a lot of scoring on the Blazers side. Yeah. So I do think this is definitely going to trend to being a shootout. I think so. Okay, if my memory serves me right, I haven't looked, but the last few Bucks games have they gone up under?
Let
me just take a look real quick.
They're 2-2 their last 4.
Okay. So
22 against the Lakers, over against the Clippers, under against the Knicks, over against the Celtics.
Yeah, you have a bunch of games in a row where they're against teams where pace is just not very attractive. Now we get a spot against the Blazers where I think this easily goes over 240. So I love the 238 number.
All right. Tyler, are you a little hesitant to join us with the over here, or are you going to jump in? Tyler, you muted.
I'm not. I mean, these 2 teams are going to run it up and down the floor. Milwaukee gives up the most 3-point attempts to opponents over their last 10 games, so Portland should be shooting a ton of threes. Mm-hmm. But when I see a total like this is player prop central. And the one I picked out was Covington over 9.5 points. Mm-hmm. He scored double digits in 11 of his last 15 games. He's torched teams from behind the 3, hitting 3+ threes in 12 of those 15 games. If we get that shooting against his Bucks team with this total at 240, he should soar over that number.
I mean, it makes sense, especially with Powell back on the floor. He's probably the 4th best option for shooting from 3 in that lineup, right? So it makes sense that you're going to pick your poison, and you would let Covington shoot rather than let Lillard, McCollum, or Powell light you up from behind the arc. So we all like the over. Is anyone jumping in on the side here? Tyler, Portland getting +3. What do you think? I kind of like the Bucks here, but I like the over so much more. I didn't play it. What do you think?
If you had to pin me down to a side, it would probably take the home dog here in the Blazers.
All right, I like
just
it.
with all the threes the Bucks give
I
up.
agree.
I think they can. If they get hot, they could just take this game over.
Okay, and AP, you like the home dog too, huh?
I think they win. I think Dame is just they're what 29-18. They are where are they at in the? No, they're 6th. Yeah, that's the difference between Western and Eastern Conference. Yeah, I think this is a huge game for them. To make a statement. I think they get the win, get them to 30 wins, and I think Dame, CJ McCollum. I think they have big games.
All right. Love it. So you guys are on the Portland side. Makes me feel even better that I didn't bet the Bucks there on that lean that I had. So I will just happily only play the over, and we will see how the side turns out. Should be the fun game. Should be, from a fan's perspective, the most fun to watch for the whole night. Tyler, can't wait to hear what you think about this team. The Los Angeles Lakers, who are 30-18, 22-26 against the spread, limp up to Sacramento to take on the Kings, who are 22-26, 21-26 against the spread. The Lakers bought out Andre Drummond. I think he already left in there. Was that his first game or second game? Had a
first game
issue.
He got hurt.
Yeah, said his toenail fell off. Kings are laying 4. Kings are coming off a pretty bad loss after I touted them pretty hard on Wednesday, and JSU told me to calm down. I should have listened because they got blown out by the Spurs. But I think they get it right at home here. I think that was an anomaly, and I like this Kings team better without Marvin Bagley. I think they defend better. Tyler, what do you think? Laying 4 against the Lakers at home. What side are you on?
I mean, I'm definitely not on the dog here. There's no chance I'm backing a Lakers team without their stars.
Yeah.
And they still give us these short numbers with this team. So, I mean, give me the Kings here all day. They get right tonight. They win this game by double digits.
All right. What do you think, AP?
Yeah. So, wait, Tyler, what did you say again? I think I'm in agreement.
The Kings win this game by double digits.
Yeah.
I just don't think the Lakers can keep up.
Gosh, I don't think so either. Like, I'm going to go with I got to go with spreads Kings. I just think they're the better team, across the board right now. This Lakers team is not good without AD and without LeBron.
Schroeder's not going to be able to key in on defense as much on Fox. He's going to have to do a lot more scoring. So Fox is just going to run wild on this Lakers team.
He is, yeah, and they have no rim protection at all, like zero rim protection.
Right to the hoop, layups all game. He's scoring 30 tonight.
Yeah, Fox is, and he's coming off an absolute bust of a game. He's going to be a really good, really strong play in DFS formats. I love that call. I think, the Kings, I think they win big here.
All right. I got Tyler's thoughts on it already, but AP, I'd love to know, how much do you think that Drummond affects the Los Angeles title run? Do you think he's a key piece, or is this kind of being an overrated buyout move?
I don't think we know. I think we need to see how him, LeBron, and Anthony Davis play together. I know we like AD likes to play the 4, so he's used to having a big in there. You have to think that size, and Drummond actually, he showed good mobility this season. It looks like he lost some weight. I mean, he was definitely active earlier in the season when we saw him. I think he's better than Marc Gasol, having Gasol in there.
I can agree with that.
Montrezl Harrell, I mean, what do you guys think of him? I think he's kind of been a disappointment this year for the Lakers team. It's not like he's taken over games or that much of a force down there in the paint.
Yeah, he's like kind of an energy athletic guy that's lost his athleticism. So
I've always looked at him as like an energy guy, never like a real impact player.
Yeah, I think he's really close to the end of his run.
He helps, but look, this team, give me LeBron and AD and any 3 scrubs, and I think they're gonna be contenders for a title. Those 2 guys are just they're just that good.
Yeah, when I saw the signing, the main series that I said, this is for the Nuggets. This is so they can do exactly what they did to the Nuggets if they face them again. Drummond plays the Dwight Howard role, just absolutely crushes them on the offensive boards. Just get that extra size out there.
We should have all hammered that the Nuggets title odds or title future. Because look, like Big T, that's Big T's team. He absolutely loves the Nuggets. Huge Nuggets homer. Big T's having the year of his life. Just can't miss.
Isn't he?
I can't remember the last time he missed. Like, we should have put all of our money on that because I don't see how they're going to win. I'm so confident that they're going to win it all just because it's. I
got a different team penciled in.
Who do you got penciled in?
Okay, maybe not win it all, but I like their chances of seeing the Nets unless the Lakers get healthy.
I agree with that. They're definitely one of the favorites to come out of the West, but I've already penciled in the Nets as my winner.
Yeah.
Once those guys are all back,
so good
luck. Did you see what LaMarcus Aldridge did last night?
Oh, he looked so good. Oh man, he looked fresh. And we were in Discord. We didn't know what the role was going to be for LaMarcus Aldridge at all, and then he got listed as a starter. No one was really expecting him to start. He was supposed to just see, we all thought 18 to 22 minutes. Everyone got him really low owned. He was like 7 or 8% owned. Big T was on that, jammed him in into the lineups, and he went for what, like 40, 46 or something? I mean, he absolutely smashed.
Let's say hypothetically the Lakers get past the Nuggets and face the Nets in the finals. When you put Drummond on the floor with AD, LeBron, and whatever two guards you want to send out, and the Nets send out Kyrie, James Harden, Kevin Durant, Joe Harris, and LaMarcus Aldridge, Drummond's getting dragged out of the paint, and someone's shooting wide open shots all game. He's going to be put to the bench. He's going to be useless in the finals, and that's where the Lakers get screwed.
Yeah, it's really just for the Nuggets matchup.
Yep.
I think that's where he's so key. And if I'm the Nuggets, I am so hoping that someone else takes out the Lakers for me because I think that's the absolute worst matchup. I think the Nuggets' biggest weakness is on the boards, and the Lakers are the team that's going to be able to exploit that the most. I don't think the Clippers have the size to do it. The Jazz kind of do with Rudy, but they can't just send waves of bigs like the Lakers can. I mean, even Gasol, as washed as he is, still great at boxing out. You got Morris in there as a big, Davis, Drummond. I mean, they got a lot of options there. Harrell to go ahead and attack the glass. I hate that matchup for them. But the chances that the Lakers get knocked out beforehand are getting higher and higher. I mean, if you're the Los Angeles Lakers, the last thing you want is to fall into that playing game because they've had problems starting the series before. And last year's, they lost the first game in 2 out of the 3 Western Conference series. Portland beat them, Houston beat them right off the bat. If you're in the play-in, you could be out at that point. So that's why these games are key. But I think that the Kings go ahead and take care of business tonight, and I think it's going to be a rough spot for the Lakers. Don't see Greg Russo in the chat, but I assume he is going to go ahead and run the replay back later. So here's his favorite segment. It's time for the best bets. Guys, we're giving you best bets, so please, in return, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and away we go. AP, what is your best bet of the day, side, total, or prop?
So yeah, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit. We got a guy in the chat, and he was requesting a money line parlay, an easy one, and I'm gonna say the Pacers money line, and I'm gonna say the Kings money line.
That's gonna give you. It's going to give you more than because those are short.
Yeah, I was about to say you're getting like at least plus 160 or better.
Yeah.
He's going to
188.
They're going to smash.
178. If I parlay it for $100, 139. You get basically plus 140 on that. All right, that's a great play. I just threw it in for $100 right now, AP. Let's go.
Let's do it.
Tyler, best bet of the day, side, total, or prop. What do you got?
I mean, looking at this board, it's a tough one. Probably, what did that Toronto line reopen at?
Good.
I don't want to give out a bad line.
-3.5.
Yeah, I'll take Toronto -3.5. I think they smash them here.
I don't hate that with no Steph. Steph's out for sure. And it's only 3.5?
Yep, give me that.
Never mind, it just moved to 4.
Oh, well, give me that before it moves.
All right, -4. Yeah, and you're paying juice on it too. Let's see if it'll throw it in there for me. Yeah, all right. I just placed it at -4. All right, gosh. All right, Tyler. Let's see. Should I use the Kings still because they're already in the money line parlay? Should I
mean, I didn't use them because I left them for you. So
Well,
I
I know,
figured that.
but
I
AP,
figured that would.
AP
I
used
wouldn't.
them
I wouldn't
in his
worry about it.
parlay. Don't worry about it, AP. Just give it
No,
out.
don't worry about it. They're going to smash.
All right, that's my favorite play. The Kings avenge the 2002 loss to the Lakers 19 years later and go ahead and beat them down in front of no fans in Sacramento. But no, I like the Kings to cover the -4 here. We've talked about how top heavy this team is. And you know, it's funny, I was listening yesterday. I mean, they have, I think, $80 million of salary cap in LeBron and AD. So it's just so hard for them to fill out and have like an even balanced roster. And we're seeing that right now. So I do like the Kings. Tyler and I will be back tomorrow morning, same time, same Run Pure Bets YouTube channel. Guys, everyone, we appreciate you guys for hanging out. Please head on over to runpurebets.com. Check out everything we have to offer. If you want to join, be a member, and talk to Tyler in the Discord, promo code BETS25 off. AP, what does the Run Pure Sports team have going on this weekend?
Yeah, we got our usual stuff. We got NBA, we got MLB. There's going to be big slates, I believe, both days, Saturday, Sunday. A bunch of content. We got Showdown for golf, Masters next week. So if you're not a member, sign up. They have 3 different Millie Maker contests. So last time we had a PGA Millie Maker contest, our guy Big Team won it, and now he is a millionaire. So we're all very excited for the Masters. It's going to be a very fun event. And so it's going to be a couple big weeks coming up.
Well, I'm excited too. Can't wait to get in there, check out the cores, and see how well I can do. Probably won't even watch the golf, but I'll probably make a lineup, throw it in there, and see what I can do. Gurpreet's asking about the Discord. The Discord, so basically, if you join Run Pure Bets, you will get access to the Discord. That gets you in. We have different channels for pretty much every sport there is. And there's even like some fun channels where they're just messing around, dropping gifts and stuff. But, if you want to ask a question like later, you're a Run Pure Sports member, you say, boy, AP, I'm having problems filling out my lineup. I got 6,600 left. Do I want, Montrezl Harrell or Kyle Kuzma? AP will go ahead and tell you what he thinks is the best one. You'll have access to all the coordinators. Now, of course, they're not going to fill out the lineup for you. You can't just, ask the full lineups, but they'll do those 1v1 or 2v2 comparisons for you pretty much instantaneously. Or you can jump in the Discord chat while JSU's on the final countdown, and they do the same thing with Holden. And the great part about that is Holden will pretty much read anything you put in the Discord. It doesn't matter. So you can also have fun with that as well. So you get a little entertainment to go with your actionable based sports information. Everybody, please like the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for hanging out. Tyler and I will be back tomorrow morning. AP, thanks for hanging out, and Run Pure.